Hi guys, I hope you're all well. So yeah, I'm going to do something a bit different with this live stream. As I've sort of said in the text there, I'm not going to chat until the very end, as yeah, I want to see how long it's going to take me to paint this this boss knob. I've kind of pretty much got the paints that I want to use, hopefully. If not, the rest I can sort of get easily reached. Yeah, that's kind of it really. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to set the timer, and we're going to see, well, just how quickly I can get one of these chaps painted. Yeah, that's kind of it. No more to say. Right, let's turn off the chat. You don't want to hear me breathing throughout this thing. Plus, I can stick some music on. Okay, I will chat a little bit at the end of the video. Okay. Well, okay, as you can see, obviously the big issue I have is obviously the paint drying. Obviously speed paints, contrast paints, different inks, all great, but they do take obviously a lot, well, not a lot longer, but a bit longer than normal paints to dry. So that's kind of why I started off with doing the normal colours first, just because obviously I want to get a wash over those, but there's still a few colours that are still wet. I mean, it's probably because normally when I'm painting, obviously as you've seen previously guys, I kind of like batch paint, as in yesterday obviously painting 8 of these guys. Well, painted 7 because obviously one I sort of pre-painted just to make sure I was happy with the result. So yeah, when you're batch painting, obviously by the time you get sort of all the way round all of them, whatever paint you've just done has dried, so you can then go on to the next one. Obviously you're trying to speed paint one particular, or just one figure, yeah, it's a little bit tricky because obviously the paint isn't quite drying, but then you want to do another paint beside that paint, which obviously then becomes a bit of an issue with them running. So yeah, so I mean, I'm happy, but I'm going to need to let him dry and then sort of go over and just sort of touch a few bits up. Obviously there's some areas where I've not been able to do the wash because obviously, well, things are still wet. But yeah, I mean, I'm saying I'm so pleased or chuffed at how quick this does work. So obviously, if you were here for the stream yesterday, you would have seen me do these chaps. Obviously, I think I spent 2 hours, and I think I got about 70% done on these guys. there's just a little bit more I needed to do sort of afterwards. But yeah, no, so this technique is crazy quick. Plus some of the paints when they go on there, they don't look how they look when they dry. It's like the orange, obviously because it's still wet, it looks a little bit, well, shiny. Clearly because obviously it's wet. But once it dries and it sort of turns into this kind of sort of orangey, yellowy brown, which I absolutely love, yeah, it's all good. So yeah, there's a few bits to say I can't finish on him, some of the washes because the paint hasn't dried, and then I will probably go around and just touch up little areas that may need it. Yeah, but no, overall for sort of like half an hour-ish, I'm happy with how he's come out. Yeah, no, I'm just happy with how he's come out because he will look, well, same as these. So these are obviously going to be the pawns in the chess set. He's going to be the king. I did have the old war boss, so I had considered painting him. As much as I like this dude, because I've done a little bit of kit bashing with his arm and his bits, as much as I like him, oh, excuse me, he was going to be like two silver, plus he is huge. So on the chess set I want the figures to look obviously reasonably the same sized, but not too obviously mahoosive. So that's why this dude is going to be my king. So he's big enough that he looks bigger than the rest. But yeah, so I'm pleased with how he's come out. Say for half an hour. Yeah, that's not too bad going. I say the paint needs to dry. A few areas I need to do some wash over, and then I generally go over like a last sort of paint job just to tidy up any little areas here and there. And with the silver, I like to sort of do maybe a little bit of edging on it, but not too much. But yeah, it shows what can be achieved in just half an hour, which ain't too bad. As I'm desperately trying to find a couple of the orcs that I painted a few years ago, just so you can see the comparison in something that's taken, well, just over half an hour to something that I would have spent 4 hours on. Just because the difference is just going to be insane. Right, guys, apologies, I've not read any comments. I still can't see any comments. I hope you guys have been good. Yeah, well, this is going to be obviously a nice little short live stream video. Leave comments on it, guys, if you want to see me do another sort of speed paint. Because the other thing is, obviously with this, if I planned it out maybe better to paint certain areas that were sort of like paint bits of the top, bits of the bottom, bits of the top, bits of the bottom, or even start from the middle and work outwards, probably the best way. But yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed having you guys doing this little speed paint. I say a bit of a laugh, bit of fun, and I say it just shows what can be done with the Slapchop painting technique, and the results you kind of get from it. So yeah, okay guys, so apologies I've not looked at any of the comments, but I am going to end the stream now, just because I've got other things I need to get on with. Once he's dried, I'm going to film me just sort of touching him up, doing any last little bits, and then I get a little video out of this dude as a time-lapse video, just so you can sort of see just what's achievable in a short period of time. Okay guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, I'll catch you all later. Bye for now.